Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata407. As you may remember, Arjuna made a terrible oath. Arjuna twanged his bow. The noise filled the four quarters. Krishna at once took up his panchajanya and blew it lustily. The terrible noise filled the air. The earth did tremble when the notes of the conch of Krishna mingled with the vibration of the string of the Gandiva. The Pandava camp was now happy. The thought that Jayadratha was to be killed by Arjuna made them feel elated. The Pandavas threw off their cloak of grief. Bhima was exhilarated. His voice became harsh with the emotion in his heart. He looked at Arjuna and said, "Even at this very moment, the enemies would have heard the noise of your bow and the music of the Panchajanya. They would have died already. I'm proud of you. I know that you will do what you have sworn to do." The gloom lifted from the hearts of the brothers of Arjuna. They felt that the death of Abhimanyu would be avenged. They knew that all 6 of the murderers would be punished by Arjuna for their inhuman crime. Nemesis was already on their track. It would be just a matter of days before they would all be killed. All of them tried to forget the death of Abhimanyu and the desire for revenge. But they could not forget the thoughts of Abhimanyu. They could not wipe from their memory the picture of Abhimanyu when they last saw him, standing in his chariot and smiling at all of them, just before he entered the terrible Padmavyuha. Everyone in the Pandava camp, from Yudhishthira to the lowliest soldier, was mourning the death of Abhimanyu. No one slept in the camp that night. Along with the grief at the death of Abhimanyu, a new worry had entered their minds. It was the oath of Arjuna, everyone thought. In his grief at the death of his son, Arjuna has sworn to do a thing which seems impossible. May God grant him success in tomorrow's fight. May he come back to the camp with victory. We will stake all the punya we have acquired so far. God, please make his oath come true. May Arjuna come back victorious from the battlefield. So prayed everyone in the camp of the Pandavas. Chapter 11, Jayadratha's Panic. There was happiness in the camp of the Kauravas today. The Acharya had done what he'd promised to do. He'd killed one of the great heroes on the side of the Pandavas. They were all gloating over their success. They were thinking of the grief of Arjuna when he came back from his fight with the Samsaptakas. Duryodhana heard that their army had been defeated. The brave Sushama, who had challenged Arjuna to please Duryodhana, had been vanquished by Arjuna. He had lost all his brothers and his army, but Duryodhana was not very upset by this. He was extremely pleased at the fact that Abhimanyu had been killed. They were all celebrating their victory. The Kaurava camp was startled out of its pleasant thoughts by the sound of Arjuna's Gandiva and Krishna's Panchajanya. They did not know what it meant. They had been sure that Arjuna would be plunged in woe. It looked as though they were mistaken. The twang of the Gandiva meant only one thing, that Arjuna was very pleased about something. The Panchajanya, which was blown so lustily by Krishna, meant that he was happy too. This was not what they expected of the Pandavas. They were waiting for a different kind of noise. They were hoping that the Pandavas would take thought and die. Duryodhana was waiting impatiently for their spies from the Pandava camp to bring them news about the latest development in their plan. Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.